dust in the universe. To the waters in the womb I surf. I'm the all in all. From the atoms that exist in the sun to the atom that's in Genesis 1. I'm the all in all. From the first king that walked this globe to the last black slave they stole. I'm the all in all. Every living thing you see, all of those things exist in me. I'm the all in all. From the depths of the sea to Mount Everest. Allah in the flesh, most benevolent. This physical form born from melanin. When electrical thought sparked intelligence. Ain't nothing existing I don't exist in. From the clouds in the heavens down to this skin. If you're doing the knowledge, you can follow jewels. In both cases, the basis, water molecules. Rain, sleet, snow, hailstorms come together the same way that my cells form. You don't see it yet, hard to fathom still. It's alike to the pyramids, how my atoms build. I existed as DNA.
To wake y'all up to understand that when you got economical power, whether it's legal or illegal, you should do things for your people. That you should get things right where we can become self-sufficient amongst each other. Imagine all that money that we had, the team, Supreme Team, numerous, that's what I say is GMG, Get Money Guards, doing all them up on Plaza, Born and all them over there in pink houses. Another thing, you know, not bragging or boasting, but once again, I could go into any one of those projects at the height of their beefs and get money because Shabu was still a god, for real. You know what I'm saying? Until all that diminished and, you know, this one, that one, and, you know, I always went right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't care who you are. If we leave together, we coming back together. But if we go somewhere and you start some shit because you get drunk, intoxicated, and you can't control yourself, and that was another thing. Y'all talk about the guards with the drugs and this, that, and the third. You know when we was drinking beer and smoking weed, soon as we finished with that, the first thing an older brother said, or some of the brothers came in and catch us and be like, yo, oh, y'all getting high, y'all know your lessons? You know, and we had to quote, what make rain, hail, snow, and earthquake? The earth approximately covered under water, approximately 3/4 of the surface. The sun and moon having attractive powers on our planet while traveling at that terrific speed of 1,137 and 1/3 miles per hour on his way around the sun. The sun draws this water up into the earth's rotation, which is called gravitation, and a fine mist that the naked eye can hardly detect. You know, and that degree is way longer than that. But we had to still be sharp. Because what that meant was that no stimulation or intoxication is supposed to take over your mental ability. Because you are the supreme what? Being. And that's how we became extremists in a lot of things. Because we always got to the point where, oh, nothing can master God. God can master everything. And that was bullshit. And that's how a lot of brothers and sisters got strung out when the crack game came. So don't think that everything that we kicking is not important. It's not relevant. Because guess what? All these things come in a 360. And that's why I say, lads say, yeah, it's time for, you know, the streets, the city of the gods, and the earth. Go back to what it was originally, you know? And it go back to it being intelligence over ignorance. It go back to being the gods and earths over Crips and Bloods. All of y'all in that, all these other facets from around the country come in and take hold. New York, we used to be the trendsetters, not the copycats. Y'all copy the down south niggas with the cars. Y'all copy the West Coast with the gang banging. You know what I'm saying? Y'all copy, you know, this from other parts of the United States, outside the country and everything. Same thing, the drill music, where that first started in London. And then y'all took hold, that's not hip hop. You killing a nigga in the street and then coming talking about it back on wax, or it's not even wax no more, or on cyberspace. What is that? But the powers that be, they wanted y'all to go from the conscious music that the gods was putting out there, because music is supposed to what? Calm the savage beast. But also music can bring out more bestiality. So the more the music got dumbed down and the more violent that the music became and the more guns that y'all was able to get, because most of y'all soft as fucking cotton. And I've been behind the walls. I've been on the alley with cats that was out in the street shooting everything and came to jail and had to come to my cell and drop off a bag what's those called? Claws. Bear claws. They know I used to like those. You know, and I'm not even asking them to do that because, you know, I'm living like a dog. I'm going to keep it real when I go through all that beacon shit, you know. But dudes is doing that just so that they got access to the phone. Even though you got access, because everybody that come through, you come in the house or whatever, I'm going to make sure you get on the phone, let your people know where you at. Now, depending on your status and whether you a live wire or you a sucker, is depending on whether you going to get slot time or anything else they got to offer. And if my shit is too jammed up, then I'm going to tell some of the live wires like, yo, man, everybody got to live. So you got 30, you're going to have to split this with so and so and so and so. I'm going to split mine. I had 2 hours on the horn, both horns, and used to let everybody rock with them. But I'm going to keep them just to make sure that everything go fair. That was the difference too with the guards being in the penal institution back then. We wouldn't let no young brothers get raped. We wouldn't let no young brothers get taken advantage of or anything else like that. You know? And individuals knew, if it was certain individuals like myself and other guards that really rep this on some real, true and living guard shit, you're not going to be able to do that. And if you don't accept that, we going to war. And I'm prepared to go the distance at a drop of a dime. So once again, I'm going to give y'all a little bit more of this video. I don't want to make it too long. I'm probably way past, you know, the time that I wanted to just speak on, you know, certain things off of my St. Lad interview about the 18 story. And all y'all supposed to be watching this because nobody else told this story. And guess what? I'm going to tell you the truth. Whether any of y'all ignorant ass individuals like it or not, I know my OGs is proud of me telling it the way it's supposed to be told. The original gods. Yeah. Here we go.
Just me and my mom. The first time before I moved from the style, I say I was in between 5 and 6 years old. So that was the first time I experienced what death was, as far as on the level of murder. And how that happened was they done changed the numbers of the bus, but back then that was the number 10 bus. And me and my mom was getting ready to get on the bus, and they had the, you know, the yellow line tape, but they had one sheet or whatever over here, and then, you know, the other sheet over there. And what had happened was the person that got killed at the bus stop, they didn't just get killed. The person, whoever it was, they was decapitated. So that was the first time that, you know what I'm saying, that I found out about, you know, death or anything. So of course she ain't go into details that this is a murder or something, but you know, later on in life, if you know somebody was decapitated, then 9 out of 10 they was murdered, not unless it was, you know, some freak accident. So I say, with that, I would say that even at that young age back then, you know, this is probably way before your time or anybody thinking about riding on the back of a bus, but growing up then, that was like some ill shit. So I was even a little dude back then, like getting into little things.
What street you said that was on though, when you was waiting for the bus?
It was on Quincy and Sumner, right there on the corner, because right there on
You see that? Yeah. Yeah. I was born in County of the King, Kings County Hospital. Yeah, bed stop, do or die. You understand? And at the tender age of 5 to 6 years old is the first time that I seen a body. You understand? That I knew that, it was life, but there was also death. Another thing I said to him, I'm that age already. Imagine that back then. That's when it's ill. That's when the police cars was white, black, and green. And so was the city buses. Okay? Now, I'm jumping, on the bus, not riding far, maybe 1 block. Because, you can catch the bus right here, and then, maybe 2 blocks over, the bus is stopping again. Or sometimes it'll stop on this corner of the street and then go over there because there was an A&P around the corner and all that. And the next block, it would make another stop. So I'm a young nigga, 5 to 6 years old. And I'm already taught how to ride the back of the bus. That was like big back then. Because that was the shit all the older cats was doing. Once again, my mom's, when we moved out to Cyprus, I was 6 years old. And rather than her having somebody watch me and me being used or abused or anything else like that, she gave me the key to the apartment. So 6 years old, I was coming in and out my apartment. Another video I did before telling about that and how a dude named Calvin that was a dope fiend that messing with this nice lady down on the 4th floor, thinking with my man Michael and them pops or whatever, keeping it G'd up. But I was 6 years old, 1st grade, And I came in to go stick my key in the door and I seen something was wrong. This before they even put the black boxes around, where the key go into the door. You could break into somebody's apartment back then using a credit card or whatever. Slide right in between the thing being. You in the crib. So I see him, I catch him coming down off the roof. And he was ready to go back up in my mom's apartment. My mom's had the, all the mink shows and all that shit. Big dime things with all nothing but silver dollars and all that stuff like that in the Schifferow cab that she had, that lock. But of course he broke in there and got all that stuff right there. But one thing he didn't do, he didn't push me in the house and kept it going. He went on about his business. So that was my first experience, with somebody robbing my house and everything else. I was 6 years old. Then right after that, my next big manhood of, step was that at the age of 8, I started riding, on the bus by myself from Brooklyn to Queens. I used to catch the Q8 up on Pickens Avenue, riding all the way to the last stop where motor vehicle was. I think that's 164th. Get off the bus, the Q8 put you off. That's the last stop by a motor vehicle. And then I walk up to the front. You don't cross the street. And at that time, it was a chock full of nuts right there on the corner. And on that same other side of the street that I walked it up from the back, I get on the Q3A. Go down America or whatever it may be. And by the time it end up out in St. Albans, it's all Murdoch. My grandmother used to live on 115th Ave between 199th and 200th Street. Where Roy Wilkinson school was right down the block. And then if I go down further to Francis Lewis and all that, you know what I'm saying? You got, Andrew Jackson or Springfield Boulevard, whichever one they sit on, And later on, I ended up moving out to Queens in that area. If I go this way, I'm in Hollis. If I go up by Linden Boulevard, I'm in St. Albans. If I cross over, I'm in Cambridge Heights, or the left of that, I'm going toward Queens Village. when I stayed out there on 205th between 114th Road and 114th Avenue. Okay? So I always been a Brooklyn, Queens nigga, because that's where I first learned how to make my movement, from Brooklyn to Queens. And then after that, come on, man. Y'all don't have no idea. 42nd Street? You crazy? I was playing hooky in junior high school or whatever, you know, going down to 42nd Street when they still had the real peep shows. Yeah, for a quarter. Boom. Put it in there. See, you know, all the luscious, you know, equators and everything of, I'm going to call them queens now. Back then, I would have called them probably hoes. You know, been through all that. You know, watch police split a cat's head wide open with a blackjack on 42nd Street because he ain't moved fast enough. So we've been through it all, you know. But I think right now, on my little comeback, you know, because I've been absent for the last 8 or 9 days, I just wanted to, you know, give y'all a little bit more add-on to that video that St. Laz did, which is part 1 of the infamous, notorious, famous 18 story. And that's another thing, man. It's so much, but you got to be careful, you know. I ain't even going to get into it, but I probably will do a video on this cat Keefy D. And I already did one a few months ago on him too. How do you be a legit, you know, like I was watching my man report, STAR report, because you got to be careful with him because he'll flag you for anything, you know. But like they saying, from the 60s, yeah, because of all the racism and everything that we went through, being poor, mad aggressive, put one up in you in a split second. So him coming out of that era, whether he was from the West Coast, East Coast, South, North, South, whatever, because like I said, your gangsterism ain't about where you from, it's where you at. So homie, you should have known better than that for that money, that you gonna go tell certain things just because you got an agreement, you know, a profiter with one agency. You agree to cooperate in everything to get you out of jam. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen with another agency. And plus, they let you know if you talk any of this outside the room, they, you know, it can be on again. You lose all these rat rights that we giving you right now as a profitor. You know? I was listening to one of them Italian dudes. He said first he snitched on the judge, then 20 years later or whatever, because when he signed the agreement, it was for life. So be careful with some of these dudes that snitched it. You got to make sure that they not still a part, you know, or they profiteur, you know. But anyway, Keefy D, you should have known better, man. You talk about being up in the wet, everything. I'm like, yo, don't Holmes know that this could come back to haunt him? And especially a famous born Cypher Divine wide body like Tupac. Should have been easy, homie. You should have laid down and, you know, whether you was getting money like me, I ain't getting no money like that. I'm broke now. You know what I'm saying? But money ain't nothing, you know? Money never made me. I've always made money. So certain things, regardless of how big my platform can get, you ain't never got to worry about me running my mouth about that. And especially if it's something that can make me a co-conspirator, could make me the conspirator of the whole conspiracy, make me possibly the shooter of the conspiracy. Because now they talking like your nephew, the Anderson dude, wasn't as gun-ho of a, you know, South crazy, crip, shoot 'em up, put in work type individual. So once again, the so-called gangsters, the so-called individuals that wrote the book, know the rules to the book, The individuals like us that done lived and played the book on every aspect it is. If you don't know by now in your 60s, I'm not trying to go to jail for nobody. And I'm definitely not going to jail for telling on myself. First of all, I don't know nothing. The feds, the State Bureau of Investigation, the whoever you want to get, I don't know nothing. And especially anything pertaining to anybody being killed. I'm not a killer. I haven't killed nobody. I don't know nobody in front of me that killed nobody. If anything, I heard the same thing you heard, sir. So don't get it twisted. Because Shabu don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about that. But I know everything about everything else. So once again, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this little preliminary, continuance of this A-Team story. Because we ain't even get to nowhere near the meat of it. And I'm going to let St. Laz do his thing. And from here on, I'm going to be getting back on track with the things that I want to address once again up on my platform. So make sure that y'all hit the subscribe button, the like button, and definitely share. Show the God that you appreciate my content. Y'all be up here complaining. Oh, y'all want to talk about guns and guards and guns and that ain't what we all about. But then when I put all the, the whole righteous format, the parliaments, the conferences, regional conferences, and different things where the sisters or brothers is building, what I get, 170 views, 200 views. And it's not, excuse me, about the views from that point of view. It's about the views because then y'all let me know that y'all watching this, that y'all intaking this knowledge, wisdom, and understand that you're going to need in order for you to proceed on in your life. Because the past, the present definitely makes up the future. And once we learn that, then we'll stop making the same mistakes that we made in the past, because all experiences is not good teachers. Because if a person experienced something bad, and I tell you, if you go down that road, you're going to run into a brick wall. If you drive your car 50 miles, 30 miles, 90 miles, it depends on how much speed you want to run into that same brick wall. Because that brick wall ain't going nowhere. And those brick walls of life are the downfall in our communities that's taking all of our black males away by putting them in the penitentiary. They letting all the old cats out now like me that did, 30, 40, whatever. They second 20-year bid or whatever, niggas coming home 60, 70 years old, they late 50s at most, And what they gonna do? Nothing. That's why they releasing them. But look at what they doing to all you so-called gangbangers. They snatching y'all niggas up for little or nothing. Enhancing in you 25, 30 years. And I'm sorry to say, some of y'all deserve it. Because the shit that y'all doing in the neighborhoods and how y'all terrorizing your whole community, we didn't do shit like that. We did our thing, but we always made sure the women and the children were safe. And that's what y'all got to go back to doing. Making sure our communities are safe. And with that being said, stay tuned for the next episode of God Chronicles. Stay tuned for Shabu Bialar giving y'all the jewels that you need to succeed in life. Once again, make the right choices while y'all young. Peace.